Hi everyone, my name's Tim, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a book review for A Heart Divided by Jin Yong. This is, oh, look at that shine. This is the fourth and final volume in the Legend of the Condor series. So I say volume and not book because it is all one story and it's just been broken up for the sake of translation. This is written by Jin Yong. It is translated by Gigi Chang and Shelley Bryant. So, first thing, lovely beautiful junk there on the front cover. As on the back, you actually have a blurb from Ken Liu, who is the writer of the Dandelion Dynasty, and one from Fonda Lee, writer of the Greenbone Saga. So they haven't been on any of the others. Previously, it's just been quotes from the Times and the Daily Mail and things like this. It's the first time they've actually got authors doing it. What an ending to this series. So this covers lots of things that happen in the similar things that happened to the previous books, but also has lots and lots of new content. So throughout the series, we're building up to the contest on Mount Hua between the 4 or 5 martial greats who had a fight previously 25 years ago, and this is their kind of final go about it. So there's the build up to that. You have Sky Fury Guo, not Sky Fury Guo, that's his father's name, Guo Jing and Lotus Huang. They're together. Guo Jing's still going around and learning from these different martial masters. He goes and learns. He meets another one, the King of the South, who we haven't met previously. So that's like similar to the different stories. But you have a main story which has been in the background, very, very much in the background throughout all of these, really comes to the fore, and that is Genghis Khan invading China. That really comes to the forefront. We spent whole sections with Genghis Khan, with that invasion, with large-scale war and battles, and it's so different to previous parts of the story where it was about one-on-one martial combat or maybe group, but it was martial arts combat rather than war on horses with bows and arrows and swords and spears and blood and death. This book has is much more mature than the previous ones because it is about war and how war is awful, and it goes through the horrors of war and the effect that it has on Guo Jing. And previously the story's been about the Song Empire and the invading Jin Empire, who have taken control, and generally the Jin are the bad guys and the Song are the good guys. And then we've got Genghis Khan coming in and destroying the Jin, so you'd be like, oh, that makes Genghis Khan a good guy? No, because it's war and war is bad. Everyone's a bad guy in a war. And really, really hammers that home. Another thing that I would say is more typical of a modern fantasy book, is Guo Jing as a main character. Previously has had a very happy outlook on life, and he's been a bit of a lovable idiot who is very honourable, and if he says he's going to do something, he's going to do it. And he's very good at picking up martial arts knowledge, but he's very bad at reading social signals and things like that, and that's been quite a source of comedy throughout the series. In this, he goes through turmoil here. He really, really goes through the ringer. Both him and Lotus and their relationship really, really go through it. Just as you think things can't get worse, so it gets worse. And it happens again and again and again and again. And you know from the start of the story, basically, he is betrothed to Genghis Khan's daughter, but he's in love with Lotus Huang. And again, that's been in the background, simmering away, and it really comes to the forefront here. And it means that he is in a real quandary of his heart or his honor. And yeah, there's a real turmoil there. Plus, You get a whole load of history of the King of the South and his martial masters. The apothecary Huang, the heretic of the East, turns up. You've got Viper Oolong, the venom of the West, turns up. You've got Count Seven Hong, the Nine Fingers, the beggar of the North. They're all there. You've got Quan Ren, who is head of the Iron Palm gang. You get a bit of history there because he appeared quite late in the last book. So they're all converging. You have Guo Jing and Lotus Huang on their own journey, both together and separate. And then you have Genghis Khan coming in from the north. I had no idea how this was going to end, genuinely, because it is a fantasy story, but it's also historical fiction because there are real people in here. Also, it's written by someone from a completely different culture. I don't know. Is this going to have a tragic ending? Is it going to have a happy ending? Is it going to have somewhere in between? I really didn't know. The tropes are generally avoided or done really differently to typical fantasy, but the prose itself is still wonderful and has a real fable quality to it. Really old storytelling quality to it. I really appreciate that. Very well translated, and you still have tons and tons of incredibly cool kung fu fights. So you have incredibly cool kung fu fights that you're really cinematic. You can really see them happening. But also there is full-scale war in here as well. Plus, there's a bit of humour, probably a bit less than other books, but it's still really enjoyable. This book is a 5-star for me. I'll probably I'll try and do a video kind of explaining what the series is. But I'm so glad I've read this series. My brother bought me the first one for my birthday, and I had no idea what it was. It just said a Chinese Lord of the Rings on the bottom. I think that's why he bought it. And incredible series, full of drama and tension and humour and great action. And I felt in this one there was real character arcs and progression. So previously it's been progression in terms of I'm learning more kung fu, I'm getting better at kung fu, while this is about your soul and your opinions changing and your view on the world changing. So yeah, I really recommend this series. These are beautiful editions as well. I really like them. I think this is nigh on 600 pages. It does have a list of characters at the beginning, which can be quite helpful. And yeah, so 5 stars from me, and I'll see you soon. Get out of my house!